This is the first video in a series of videos about Hoshin Sul for the Purchase College Taekwondo Chung Kwan Club. Hoshin Sul is the Korean term used to define a self-defense system. The word itself is comprised of two terms, or two words, Hoshin, which literally means self-defense, and Sul, which means method or way or art. So Hoshin Sul is the art or method of self-defense. Hoshin Sul is comprised traditionally of Taekwondo, Hapkido, and Judo. I'm going to add to that mix my knowledge of Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu. So the Purchase College student will be receiving training in those 5 martial arts in their Hoshin Sul training. All students who study a martial art have both a legal and moral obligation as far as their behavior is concerned when they're confronted. Morally, I like to express my method or my belief in something that's known as the Master's Creed. And it goes like this. You should avoid rather than check. You should check rather than block. You should block rather than hurt. You should hurt rather than maim. And you should maim rather than kill. For all life is priceless and none can be replaced. In essence, when you're being attacked by an assailant, it is my desire that my students behave in this manner and cause as little harm to their assailants as possible in order to get themselves away safely from the situation or to mitigate the attack. Legally, you also have an obligation. An example could be, let's say you're being, an assailant is using a knife and attacking you, and you have the good fortune of disarming the assailant and taking the knife away from him. And you flee and escape. Legally, you have no words. But if you take that knife and turn it against the assailant and either cut, maim, or stab him, then you could be open to both litigation and prosecution by the law. So you have both a moral and legal obligation to which response you use when you're defending yourself in a self-defense situation. And you should think upon these two issues long and hard before you even think about getting into it, before the event occurs. Because once the event occurs, you're not going to remember what your decision is if you're making it at that moment. So study those two principles well. There are 5 levels of Hoshin Sul application. They are escape, control, break, sweeps and takedowns, and something that I refer to as the final response. In the escape level, someone has control of your body, and you want to gain control back. And you do that by escaping whatever technique that person is applying against you. In control, you try to control the individual to end the confrontation by using joint locks or pins or various other techniques that control the individual. In break, you're literally taking that control a step further and either breaking the joint or the limb. In sweeps and takedowns, you're escalating to an even higher level where you take the person to the ground. And when appropriate, you leave and escape when possible. And finally, the final response phase is when your life is threatened, you have no escapes, and all other levels have failed if you have the opportunity to try them. This is when whatever you can do, you do whatever it takes to eliminate further threat of attack. Once that attack, the threat of attack is vanquished, you have to stop your response. In the SUNY Purchase Taekwondo Chung Kwan Club, we are going to teach the beginning ranks escapes, primarily wrist escapes. In the intermediate student ranks, we're going to teach the students ways to control. Locks, wrist locks, joint locks, and holds and pins. The advanced students are going to learn how to defend themselves against various attacks by an unarmed assailant. Punches, strikes, kicks, chokes, both from the front and the rear, and also ground techniques. Chokes on the ground, pins, etc. Black belters are going to learn techniques and philosophies to use against an assailant with a weapon, such as a knife, a gun, a stick, a bat. Future videos will contain the elements that I've listed for each rank, and there should be about 5 of them soon to be published or produced. I'm looking forward to working with you. Hope to see you on the floor real soon.